All right, let's do our afternoon dog walk and talk about the adventures that happened today. There was some good and definitely our first bad. We'll start with the good. The good news is gravel is being delivered on Wednesday, sheds on Thursday. So we're moving in the right direction. The bad news is we didn't put the first carport tent up correctly because, it was the first time and we didn't actually read the directions. And so it flew away with a gust of wind today. So we're down to one carport. The pole's literally split in half. So the moral of the story is we need to take our time a little bit more and set things up correctly instead of just being in a rush to get it done. So you can see, there's the missing carport. It was my mom's and it damaged her truck pretty well. Luckily, no windows or anything broke. It was just the pole scratching the outside, but yeah, it did some damage. But the porta potty stayed put, and the little pop-up tent I got off of Temu for $50 that has the shower, that stayed, but I have cinder blocks on that one. So I asked my mom, do you want to stay in a hotel tonight? Because it's getting down to 22 degrees. Do you want to switch cars and, put your car in the carport and I'll stay out? She's like, no, I don't want to do any of that. So I don't want to hear it from her. I don't want to hear it. I'm offering her everything to make sure she's going to stay warm tonight. And she thinks she's going to be fine. So we will see what happens tonight because it's supposed to get cold. But what's really weird is it gets cold at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning right before the sun comes up. I don't know if that's normal because I usually stay in a house. How would I know when I'm in a house nice and warm? So that's usually when it gets down into the 20s or the 30s. But other than that, those couple of hours right before sunbreak, that's the cold time. The rest of the time, it's fine in the car, even without the carport. We do, though, put the curtains that I brought from the house over the door to help with the wind blockage and to add a little insulation. So that definitely has helped keep everyone warm sleeping in the cars. And little Miss Winnie over here has been a naughty little girl today. She ran away with Mia and they went into the neighbor's dilapidated house and I couldn't find them, little boogers. And then they've been fighting today over food, which is my dog's fault. She learned that from my daughter's dog, so I'll blame my daughter. Over here we have some sort of tarp that is full of water. So we got to figure out something to do with that eventually. It's just this huge tarp thing that I could totally use, but I'm not. And then we have this random tent that someone just left here with all their stuff inside of it. A water gun that I got to figure something else out to do with. So the winds were about 16 miles an hour today, and the chickens were out. So I tried to put some wind blockage up under the U-Haul, or over the U-Haul, because that's where they like to be, is under the U-Haul during the day a lot of times. So I didn't want them, getting too bombarded with the wind. And then as my mom's tent flew away, I was in the process of kind of building a wind barrier for my tent, so I didn't want it to fly away. But you can see it also destroyed my Temu shelf that I thought was so cute. But yeah, that's in pieces now. And then we're going to look at the damage to my mom's car. You can see that it scratched right here. Got it here. Dented up here. Scratched here. And then this one. And you can see how the pole just completely snapped. So now our stuff is really just out in the open. put up a tarp in the back of my mom's truck full of stuff that we don't want wet. Refilled the U-Haul full of stuff after we had just organized everything. And we are back to chaos again. But look at this. The tent. The potty tent, the shower tent just stayed perfectly up while my mom's flew away. And let me introduce you to Pepper and Poppy, who are mad at me right now because I won't let them out. Pepper is on the left, Poppy's on the right. I love you guys. I know you're mad at me right now, but trust me, you don't want to be out. Whatever, what are we barking at? What are you looking at? Don't do that to Mommy. It scares Mommy. Girl, why are you on alert? What are we looking at? What's going on over here? Oh, I did find a little mouse running around. Dogs did nothing. They didn't see it. So after listening to all your guys' comments, I think you're right that I need to keep it close to the road and we can always move the sheds later. So that's going to be the plan, is just keep them close so we can get in and out and get situated. And then once we remove the sagebrush and everything, we can go ahead and move the sheds. But that was our adventure for the day. Chasing our tent away and reorganizing everything, or unorganizing everything. I'm still motivated. I'm still happy. And I'm not upset. Like, you know what? A $350 tent just down the drain, right? But I learned. It cost me $350. But oh well. Now I know how to fix my tent. And hopefully it lasts a little longer. If not, the sheds will be here soon enough. Like, really, you can't take life too seriously. You do have to laugh and just be like, well, that sucked. Anyways, I appreciate you guys staying along for my crazy journey and supporting me through it. The negative Nancys just simply make me want to prove them wrong. So go ahead and keep commenting. It does nothing but motivate me more. And for the record, I was in the Army, and I didn't tell anyone I was joining the Army because they talked me out of it once, and I didn't want them to talk me out of it again. But the minute I told everyone I had joined, they were like, you're never going to make it through basic. You're never going to make it. First week, you're going to be out. I've never exercised a day in my life before I joined basic. And you know what? I made it through basic. I went to Iraq. I did my 3 years. And you know what? I feel like the same thing for this. I have no idea what I was getting myself into in the military. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into here. But I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it because failure's not an option. Anyways, just had to put that out there. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I will hopefully have somewhat of a better day tomorrow. Thank you. Toodles.